Stardew Valley, the best farming sim out there. This game takes everything good from other farming sims and adds to it and makes it into one big experience. Seriously, there is so much to do that I've played for hours and I'm still finding out new things I didn't know were in the game. The fact that this was made by one person blows my mind, and it's honestly a huge inspiration. He started this as a passion project and all of his hard work paid off because Stardew Valley is beloved by so many people. And hey, maybe all of my hard work might pay off too, but whatever, let's just start. As is tradition, let's start with the story first. Alright, so Grandpa dies and gives you this letter and tells you to open it when you get tired of the boring old city life. Sure enough, we get tired of boring old city life because who wants to be stuck in an office their entire life? And when I say entire life, I mean it because this guy literally died at his desk. Anyway, we open the letter and we have our grandpa's land in Stardew Valley. We get there and the mayor and some girl named Robin show us around. Robin makes fun of our house, but only so that we can later use her shop to upgrade, which I gotta say is a smart business move, even if it's, a little mean. But hey, business is business. The mayor gives us 15 seeds to help us get started, and we're now free to do whatever we want. The quote-unquote story of the game is to fix up the old town hall so the evil Joja Market Corporation can leave. Or you can help out Joja Market. Either way though, it's all completely optional. Yeah, when I said you're free to do whatever you want, I mean it. This game does not hold your hand and it lets you play at your own pace, which I find really refreshing. I know this is a farming sim, but you don't even need to farm if you don't want to. There's plenty of other things to do to make bank. But more on those other things later, cause I want to talk about the farming, cause in my opinion, this game nailed it. When you first start farming, it's pretty simple, letting you get a hang of the mechanics while also learning how the crops work. So certain crops take longer than others to complete their growth cycle, which is obvious because I'm no farmer, but I'm pretty sure that's how plants work in real life. They're also not going to be the same price. It would make the most sense to just buy the cheaper crops, but that's not really the smartest move because chances are, the more expensive the seed, the more profit you're going to make. But when you're broke, then yeah, go ahead and buy the cheaper seeds so you can afford the good stuff. There's some crops that will continue to produce and not disappear after the first batch. Those are honestly the seeds I buy more, so I don't have to worry about needing to buy more seeds. But nothing ever lasts forever. All of your crops will die after a season. Yeah, certain crops can only grow in a specific season. There's 4 seasons in a year and each season lasts for 28 days. So it's important to time when you buy new seeds because if the season changes, you guessed it, they die and you get no profit. I honestly really like that mechanic because it helps not make the farming feel repetitive. It's honestly such a satisfying feeling to customize your farm and make it look nice. This game has a crafting mechanic adding to the way you customize your farm, and some items can even help you out. It's basically necessary to build scarecrows because if you don't have some, crows will come and eat your crops. Another item I find extremely useful are the sprinklers. The ones I built water 8 surrounding crops, which helps out a ton. Because without an upgraded watering can, if you want to have a big farm, get ready to waste all of your energy. Luckily, there's a lot of variety of food you can make that give you your energy back. They can give you other stat boosts, but I never really cook stuff because, I don't know, I just don't. Now your farmland isn't just for planting crops. You can also build different buildings to place your animals. Now I always get the chicken coop first because it's cheap, but you can also build barns and a stable letting you get cows, sheep, and horses. I probably missed some animals because I never got all of them, so yeah. Now these guys don't just burn a hole in your wallet, they can make you some pretty good money. Selling the item as it is isn't bad, but if you make them into something else, for example turning the eggs the chickens drop into mayonnaise, will get you more money. Just make sure you feed them cause I be forgetting sometimes. It's like the worst thing ever when you run out of food and then the food store is closed. Yeah, sorry Chuck and Chicky. Now let's step away from the farmland and talk about some other ways to make some money. First one I want to talk about is fishing. The second day of living in Stardew Valley, you'll get a letter from somebody named Willie saying he's got something for us. Which is kinda creepy, but luckily he just gives us a fishing pole. Well, he does say if it smells, it sells, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave now. So the way fishing works is pretty different from other farming sims. When you catch a fish, you gotta keep the little fish icon inside the green bar. Now the basic fish are pretty easy to catch because they don't move much, but once the rarer fish start popping up, it gets way more challenging to catch these. But you will get rewarded because the rare fish sell better. Now some fish might seem impossible to catch, but the more you fish, the more upgraded you'll get, making them a lot easier. Also while fishing, there's a chance that a treasure chest will show up and they can have some pretty good loot. You can upgrade your fishing pole, letting you add attachments helping you out when fishing. Now there is a lot of fish to catch. There's a couple spots to fish to get different types. Examples being ocean fish, which you get from fishing in the ocean, river fish, which you get from fishing in the rivers, and lake fish, which, you guessed it, you get from fishing in the lakes. The seasons also affect different fish you can catch. Even the time of day can affect the fish types. Also different from other farming sims is the fact that you can fish in hell. Okay, not really, but it does look like it. Now besides farming, fishing is what I do the most because I find it so fun. Catching the hardfish is so satisfying and seeing how much it sells for adds to it. But this playthrough I focused on something I would always neglect, and that's the mining. Now let me tell y'all, I was missing out because the mines are a blast. They can honestly be its own game. The creator really put some effort here, it's amazing. So for the first couple of days, the mines will be blocked off, and once it opens, you'll walk in and this old guy gives you a sword all Zelda style and you're free to explore the mines. Every 5 levels acts as a fast travel with the use of the elevator, which will definitely be a big help, and it's actually necessary if you want to reach the bottom level. The mines in Stardew Valley go all the way down to level 120, but you can unlock new areas that have their own mines, so yeah, there's a lot of exploring to do, and lots of things to collect. The farther you go down, the harder it becomes. Like here, I got hit maybe 3 times and almost lost all of my health. But luckily, there's different weapons and armor you can find or buy that help you out a ton. There's also a good amount of enemy variety, and they get more weird the deeper you go. Like there's this ball guy with a weird face that shoots fire at you. Yeah, that kind of weird. Now I want to talk about the goods you can find down here. So for sure, the most important things you can find are the different types of ores. In the beginning levels, you'll find copper ore, which are pretty important in the early game, letting you upgrade your tools, which definitely comes in handy. But eventually, you can find iron and gold, which you can also use to upgrade your tools, but using them to craft is also important. If you want to make a badass farm, you're going to need these ores. But ores aren't the only thing you can find, because if you want to make bank, then finding the gems is the way to go. You'll find some okay ones such as topaz and quartz, but deeper in the mines, you can find things like diamonds, emeralds, rubies, stuff like that. Also really quick, the way you go down in the mines is simple but pretty good. You have to mine rocks until you find these little ladder things, letting you go down a level. I like this because it sort of forces you to explore the levels you're on and make sure you collect everything. So yeah, needless to say, there is a lot to do down here in the mines. Sure, the combat isn't too complex, but it really doesn't need to be. You gotta remember that this is a farming sim game and all of this didn't need to be here, but the fact that it is great. Now farming, raising animals, fishing, and mining aren't the only things to do in Stardew Valley. Believe it or not, there's still more. One of the most important aspects of any farm sim is the relationships you can have with the different characters. Now I'm gonna be honest, just like in real life, I'm usually antisocial. I tried being a little more social, but still not much. The way you build relationships is by giving them gifts and talking to them. Sometimes they'll post something on the help wanted board, and if you complete their task, it will help you get some friendship points. These tasks usually go like, hey, I lost my insert item here, find it for me and I'll give you money. So you find the item, give it to them, and collect your coins. Oh, and you get the friendship points too. A big part of this game and the whole relationship aspect is the fact that you can get married. You have a good amount of bachelors and bachelorettes to choose from, and they all have their own personalities, and the more you build up the relationships with them, the different heart events you'll see. Heart events are little cutscenes that show the progress of your relationship with that person. Now, I'm not going to go over all the cutscenes because we'll be here forever. So instead, I'll go over the ones I experienced. So in this playthrough, I went with Maru because I don't know, I never married her before. So the first one is pretty simple. We gotta watch her stuff while she gets something, then her dad gives us a subtle hint to stay away from her. The second hard event happens when we enter the doctor place where she works. We accidentally scare her and then she breaks the sample thing and then freaks out. We tell her to tell the truth and she appreciates that. The third hard event happens at night. Maru is looking into space with her telescope and will ask us to look into it. Say you see a beautiful planet and you'll get friendship points. She shows us this machine thing that she's been working on and then she kills us. Once you make her your girlfriend and you have her to 10 hearts, you'll get the final hard event. She takes us to her basement and shows us the fully functional robot she made, and it gains consciousness and wants to live a life of its own. Maru's dad walks in and thinks Maru is just fooling around with me, but that's obviously not the case. Then the robot flies into space. Yeah, that was the most interesting hard event I've ever witnessed. Like, I did not expect that. Anyway, with that done, we can get the mermaid pendant and we can propose, and boom, we're now married. Honestly, I love the way Stardew Valley feels. This town really feels lived in, and something that helps with that are the town events. I do gotta say though, the spring dance one sucks. I asked Maru if she wanted to be my dance partner and I got rejected, so now I gotta stand awkwardly in the corner and watch everyone dance. The egg festival is fun because I always win. These kids thought they had a chance against a full-grown adult. Losers. And the last one I want to talk about is the jellyfish one, and this one sticks out to me because it just looks so good. Another feature of this game I would usually ignore is the museum, because who wants to donate when I can be greedy and sell everything? But it's honestly a good thing to donate because you get some pretty good stuff as a reward. Another super important thing to do is to fix up the town hall. It adds to the things to do and lets you unlock some pretty big things. Now, replaying Stardew Valley was such a pleasant experience. It's a nice change of pace from other video games these days. Now, this game won't be for everyone, but it was definitely for me. I honestly want to keep playing, but I gotta get this video done sometime, right? But I'm just a nobody. Go play this game for yourself and form your own opinion on it, dude. I think you'll have some fun. Anyway, like if you liked it, subscribe if you enjoy videos like this, and well, I'm out of here.